Imagine waking up in June and seeing snow falling outside your window. Farmers panic, crops die, food disappears. Across Europe and North America, people begin asking a terrifying question. Is the world ending? But this wasn't a myth or legend. In 1816, something happened that turned the entire planet cold and dark. Harvests failed, famine spread, and strange weather terrified millions. Historians call it the year without summer. But what caused it? And how did one hidden disaster change the world forever? Let's uncover the shocking truth. In 1816, something strange began happening across the northern hemisphere. Spring arrived, but the warmth didn't. Instead of sunshine, people saw dark skies, freezing winds, and endless rain. In parts of Europe, it snowed in June. In New England, farmers woke up to frozen fields in the middle of summer. Imagine planting crops in May, only to see them destroyed by frost in June. The entire harvests failed. Wheat died. Corn rotted. Potatoes froze. People were confused. Weather like this had never been recorded before, but the worst was still coming. By mid-1816, the strange weather had become a global crisis. In Ireland, heavy rains ruined potato fields. In France, wheat harvests collapsed. In parts of Germany and Switzerland, people were forced to eat grass, bark, and wild plants just to survive. Food prices exploded. Bread became unaffordable. Riots began in several cities as desperate people demanded food. This wasn't just bad weather. It was turning into a human disaster. Historians estimate that hundreds of thousands of people died from famine and disease linked to this strange year. But no one knew why it was happening, until scientists finally uncovered the hidden cause. The real story begins 1 year earlier, in 1815. On a remote island in Indonesia, a massive volcano called Mount Tambora erupted. At first, few people in Europe or America even heard about it, but it was one of the largest volcanic eruptions in human history. The explosion was so powerful it could be heard over 2,000 kilometers away. The mountain literally blew apart, sending enormous clouds of ash and gas high into the atmosphere. Millions of tons of volcanic material spread across the planet. And that's when the real damage began. When Mount Tambora erupted, it released massive amounts of sulfur gases and ash into the upper atmosphere. These particles formed a giant, global cloud layer. Think of it like a planet-wide sunset. Sunlight was partially blocked. Less sunlight meant cooler temperatures worldwide. Scientists estimate global temperatures dropped by about 0.5 degrees Celsius to 1 degree Celsius. That might sound small, but for agriculture, it was devastating. Growing seasons became shorter. Crops could not mature. Entire regions lost their food supply. And because this happened everywhere at once, there was no backup food source. The world had entered a climate crisis, but the strange weather did something else unexpected. It changed culture, technology, and even literature. In the summer of 1816, a group of writers gathered near Lake Geneva. Among them were Mary Shelley and Lord Byron. But the weather was terrible. Cold temperatures and constant rain kept them trapped indoors. To pass the time, they challenged each other to write ghost stories. One night, Mary Shelley imagined a terrifying idea, a scientist who creates life from dead bodies. That idea became one of the most famous horror novels ever written. Frankenstein. So, strangely enough, the global climate disaster of 1816 helped inspire modern science fiction and horror. But literature wasn't the only thing affected. Even transportation changed. Because crops failed, horses began dying from lack of food. Without horses, transportation across Europe became difficult. One German inventor named Carl Drey decided to create a new solution. In 1817, he introduced a strange wooden machine called the running machine. It had 2 wheels and handlebars. People pushed it along the ground with their feet. This simple device became the early ancestor of the modern bicycle. So unbelievably, the strange weather of 1816 helped push the world toward a new invention we still use today. While some innovations emerged, the reality for most people was tragic. Food shortages led to mass migration. Many families left their homes searching for fertile land. Disease spread quickly among starving populations. In China, unusual weather caused severe flooding and crop failures. Across Europe, entire communities struggled to survive the winter of 1816. For many historians, this year became one of the worst climate disasters in modern history. And yet, the most shocking part is this. The people living through it had no idea what caused it. They blamed storms, bad luck, even divine punishment. The truth about the volcanic eruption wasn't fully understood until many decades later. Today, scientists study the events of 1816 to understand how powerful natural disasters can reshape the world. The eruption of Mount Tambora proved that a single event on one island can affect the entire planet. Weather systems, agriculture, economies, and societies are all connected. It also reminds us how fragile human civilization can be when climate suddenly changes. And perhaps the most incredible part, most people today have never even heard of this year. But in 1816, millions experienced a terrifying reality. A summer that never came. If you enjoy uncovering hidden stories from history, make sure to subscribe to History Hub, because some of the most fascinating events in history are the ones most people never hear about. History is full of strange and forgotten mysteries. If you want more incredible true stories like this one, subscribe to History Hub and explore the past like never before. Because sometimes, the strangest stories in history are completely real.